And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Guys, it's Friday night. The urge to go out is likely in full force. Tonight, the Factor team takes you outside the studio to the raceway. The Texas 2K is in town and underway, where street racers can get their need for speed legally, not breaking the law. Here's a look at how people gear up for the big event. So, Jeff, it will be a big weekend here in the city of Houston when it comes to Texas 2K, TX2K.
TX2K, yeah.
So what can you expect business-wise here at your garage?
So typically the few weeks leading up to Texas 2K, it gets pretty busy around here. We'll start doing maintenance work, final upgrades for customers, or customers that are influenced by Texas 2K that maybe aren't racing will start dropping off. This is our busiest time of the year, and really where it starts getting the busiest is around Texas 2K. Everybody goes and sees it as participating as far as customers go, where potential customers are. Then they get that urge to start racing and upgrading cars and doing everything else like that. So we'll typically see 2 or 3 times more cars in the few weeks leading up to it. And then this week there'll be a little bit of a lull, but as your lovely cameraman got today, there was a couple phone calls waiting on you to show up for people looking for parts. So there'll be people that come from the racetrack looking for parts or repairs or
Now, how is supply
use.
and demand affecting you when it comes to parts? Obviously, we've been seeing supply and demand problems all around the country in every industry. What about?
It's slowed a lot of things down. It's been probably twice as long to get a lot of parts, about an 8 to 10 week backward on that stuff. Our business here is 2011 and newer Ford Mustangs and Ford F-150s, and that's all we work on. So we don't touch Corvettes, Camaros, anything like that. Everything we do here, we specialize in
Snobs.
It's not so much snobs. It's just being good at one platform versus trying to master all of them and be somewhat good.
And is it for people who are mainly into racing, or is it for the average person as well?
We have customers that come from all sorts of directions. So if you bought a brand new Mustang off the Ford lot and wanted to make a little bit more power, or decided that supercharger Ford has on it at the lot, you can afford it later or want to do it later on. We do a lot of things like that. We're more horsepower based. For instance, Mr. Golo, who owns all the Golo Ford dealership, Toyota, Mazda, this is his personal Ford GT.
Oh, that's nice.
He had this built years ago and then asked us to go through and redo a bunch of it, and it's getting ready to be tuned and go back to him. So we have all sorts of customers, from guys that own car dealerships to guys that want to build full-on race cars like you see behind you.
And when we get back to Texas 2K, which is coming up, obviously that's good for business. It's also good for safety out there. Those people who want to get out and race but don't do anything illegal.
Correct. So everybody knows about the street scene. I think you guys have covered it in years past and whatnot. And there's a lot that goes into that. There's safety standards that have to be met for Texas 2K and things like that.
Well, we see you're busy, so we'll let you go. Good to meet you, Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
And just to let you know, I'm not really that short. We were having camera problems, and they made the other guy taller. Anyway, the Texas 2K 2022 runs through Sunday. It's happening at the Houston Raceway Park out in Baytown. Once again, it's to keep people from racing illegally on the streets. The 2-day and single-day tickets are still available. Just to head on over to TX2K.com. Reminder, I'm not that short.